Hey everyone, I'm Reverend Corey Jones. I serve as the senior pastor here at Pasadena Community Church in St. Pete. And I just wanted to talk to you about my relationship and my love for the Warren Willis Youth Camp. I fell in love with that place the first time I went way back in 1997. I was going into my sophomore year of high school. I was invited by one of my best friends, Sherelle Chamberlain, and I fell in love with the ministry, the people there, the fun, the activities, and of course, my relationship thrived when it comes to my love for God. Now, I had not missed a summer of camp until this past year, 2020, due to COVID. I went for 23 straight summers. That's how much I love camp. I went for the 3 summers as a camper, 97, 98, 99, and then myself, Sherelle, other friends, Denver Farley, Matt McCloskey, we all went as counselors. And so I served on the summer leadership team from 2000 to 2003. From there, I began attending camp at least 1 week every summer as an adult volunteer, starting in 2004. I also began writing elementary curriculum as well, and I did that for about 10 to 12 summers. And then in 2005, also, I began coming to camp as one of the preachers, one of the worship leaders. And so I've done either teaching a small group or preaching for one of the age levels ever since 2004. And so since 1997, I had not missed a summer until 2020. So I'm gonna still get to 25. It just might have a little asterisk now. You see, along the way in those 23 years, I also received my call. I was actually baptized at camp on my 19th birthday there in the pool by Reverend Vance Rains. And then I also received my call to ministry at camp. It was a summer later after I was baptized, so I was 19, going on 20, and I was sitting on the dock at camp, and I was getting ready to read this particular letter. And before I could read it, as I unfolded the letter, the wind blew it out of my hands. Now, I had never jumped in the lake like other counselors because there were so many gators, and I do not mess with gators. All right, there we go. But as soon as this letter blew out of my hands, it fell below. I immediately jumped off the dock and grabbed the letter. Well, as I rushed over to the ladder to get out, I think there was 3 gators chasing me. As I rushed over, I just heard the presence, the voice of God say, "I'm going to have you jumping in places you never even imagined." And that has been a part of my life and ministry ever since then. Climbing out of the ladder, I eventually was told, "We think you're going to be a pastor." And lo and behold, a couple years later, I had one of my pastors uh, tell me it was time to go to seminary. I did that, and I ended up graduating in 2012, went through the process, and received my first appointment part-time in 2009, St. Mark United Methodist Church, while I was working at First Lakeland. And then my first full-time appointment in 2012, upon graduating, I went to St. Luke's UMC in Orlando. And then almost 2 years ago, the summer of 2019, I was appointed here to Pasadena. I can say without a doubt, I would not be a pastor today if it were not for camp and my ministry there. My first week as a team member there, I hadn't even heard of the story of Jonah. And so camp helped shape me, it poured into me, and then all those years, I love being able to pour back into camp. My family, ever since my wife and I have been together, we have gone 2000 since 2009, and then also our boys now who are in elementary, they love going to camp as well, as they have become day campers, and now our oldest, he'll have an opportunity this summer to be an elementary camper. And so when I think about my relationship with camp in the context of Black History Month, myself, friends like Sherelle, I remember Jetta and Sabine, my younger brother Mario, Faniel. There were some of us, of course, that were Black on the team. But when you're dealing with a team of about 100 counselors, there maybe would be 3, 4, maybe 5 of us that were minorities, people of color. And so I think about my contribution to camp during those 23 years and hopefully more summers, but I also think about it as being a trailblazer, being someone like Cicely Tyson, who we just lost, one of the first African American actresses on TV and film in our country. Think about Jackie Robinson, the first to play in the Major League Baseball. Of course, I think about Martin Luther King. These trailblazers, and so I see myself as someone that is trailblazing for other people of color, other minorities, other black boys and girls that may be at camp. Maybe they saw me up there preaching. Maybe I was their small group leader and they said, I want to come to this place. This is a safe place and I can come and I also can learn more about God, more about Jesus, who I am and how God is planning to use me in my life. And so when I think about history and my relationship with camp, think about all of those that trailblaze. As I get older, I know that I'm going to become a part of that history, and I'm glad to be a part of the history of camp and ongoing ministry there to change lives. God bless you. Peace.